Welcome to World Sports News with Ernie. Behind the desk is your co host, Ernie. And on top of the desk is his faithful companion. Ernie calls him the rubber ducky. The rest of us on Sports News Review call him Felix. Alrighty, Ernie. It's been a week since we did the last edition of World Sports News with Ernie. And on our first new sports news item, we are going back to netball, Ernie, and it's going to be Australia. So, but what we're going to do first, Ernie, is we're going to put the video recording on pause so we can change the boards manually. Well, Ernie, we'll start with women's netball and in the country of Australia. This time it's Australia only. As you know that the Ernie that the last week was the netball grand final for New Zealand. But Ernie, this time the netball grand final was Australia once again. We're going to just give a quick report on it. And well, Ernie, if you're worried about netball, well, what we'll do is we'll always make sure that we have our staff, which is yours truly, make sure that the staff keep on top of the netball situation where there's national teams. So we'll do a quick report on the national teams. The okay, we'll get back to it in a second, Ernie. I'm very sorry, we're gonna do the score first, and that was the grand final, Ernie, which is well the final game of this season. Once again, Ernie, we'll find some netball. Not to worry, Ernie. And in the grand final, it was the West Coast Fever 58 and the Melbourne Vixens 59. Ernie, that was the stunning victory that we didn't really see because it was at 5:30 a.m. Maybe we should have looked at some highlights. I guess I gotta figure out a way to. I got you know what, Ernie. I really gotta get a way to. I gotta get a way to remind myself of how like what to watch before we do World Sports News with Ernie. And I just like yesterday, while killing time, as they say, just is there a murder scene? Killing time. Was there a murder scene? Yeah. Well, just like trying to just waste time for the night, and I totally forgot. I could have looked up some the netball highlights, and either way, I could only. I read the reports. I just all I did was just read the reports this time, Ernie. And like what I got from this is what I got from it was that of course from the score itself I knew it was a major upset as they call it in sports world, Ernie. Those are sports world terminologies and like nothing there's no negative connotations to all these. On one of the things we promised Ernie on this his program, which is World Sports News with Ernie, exclusively on the Sports News Review YouTube channel. A nice simple plug for the station, Ernie. But anyways, Ernie, we promised that we were not going to use any negative connotations and or animal references towards sporting events. Well, except for the mascots, well, we have to as long as they're in good, they're not in bad taste. The mascots, and yeah, I mean, Ernie, I'm pretty sure you don't mind if a couple of teams use Felix as a mascot. I mean, that means lucky in Latin for the folks out there. Okay, now, uh, yeah, well, Felix doesn't have. Ernie knows that Felix likes sports, doesn't have a team, but well, has a gambling addiction with the loves NFL gambling. Alrighty, okay, so Ernie, well, the game was an upset, and see, we don't talk about gambling. Also, Ernie, that's one of the things that Ernie didn't want to talk about. Well, it's funny is because at the meeting with the CEO B Bunny, and we're like, okay, Ernie's like, well, he wants the rubber ducky on the show, and we're like, sure, why not? Sure, okay, it's up to Felix, and Since then, he's just affectionately called him the rubber ducky because that's what he's used to the terminology. It's just Ernie's world. So, but we're like, okay, on the show, he's the rubber ducky, but the rest of us, he's Felix, who likes the NFL odds, and anywho, as they say. Well, Ernie, we also said we're even though Felix is on the show, Felix is like, well, I'm cool with doing gambling, and I could still like sit at the desk here, and I'm interested in in all the sports that that Ernie wants to see, and whatever, it's just whatever, what I'm trying to say, Ernie, is that like, so, well, Ernie, there has to be a grand final winner because there's a feeling that the West Coast Fever have is they're not feeling really well. Okay, and I understand, Ernie. I know you don't want the team members and also the fans of the West Coast Fever to feel bad about the game because you know her, you look at the other side where the Melbourne Vixens in a structured short schedule like this and how it was one winner take all one game where Ernie we ended up with the Cinderella story. That's the Melbourne Vixens, and there's a feeling that the Melbourne Vixens will have the team members for the rest of their lives that like they were a special group. If they don't win a championship next season or the season after that, or whenever, if and most of the team disbands if they by the time they get into another championship, it's a different Melbourne Vixens team, probably a 90% or something different. But there's still that 10% that's there to remind the magical feeling when they won the match over the West Coast Fever. Now, Ernie, of course, it was a very defensive, exciting game, and when it comes to netball, watching the defense is so important because that what it was, Ernie. It was well, this is what I read. It was a very uh a good, good defensive effort by the Melbourne Vixens to get this Cinderella story and keep the as they say, Ernie. I don't know if this is a sports cliche or not, but I'm always thinking like, and then the slippers didn't fall off. If they, well, here's how it works, Ernie. Well, it's good and bad with sports, but it's just there's it's just sports is structured in a certain way, and Ernie, people's feelings get hurt even in chess, and we'll do chess. But there's people's feelings that get hurt in chess, Ernie. So uh, there's like I know they're very intellectual, yes, Ernie, and like they can. Well, it's hard to know if you could take a loss when it's totally mental game versus half, three quarters physical, one quarter a mental game, like whatever sporting event it is that requires a lot of athletic, like physical athletics prowess. But and there's the mental factor out of it because even in golf, Ernie, they don't have carts, and it's the reason is they're trying to do something to not let the players be able to rest between rounds so easily, where the mental factor doesn't play into the game, and mistakes won't be made as often, and it won't make for comebacks from other players who are on their mental game with the golf, even though it seems like, oh, what's the problem, there's a lot of thinking, overthinking on the way to the next hole. So in the netball too here, Ernie, is that the well um Ernie, you can only get away with like, say participation awards. If anyone's gonna go, like, I don't know, like say, oh, you shouldn't give participation awards to say junior kindergarten players. I'm like, Why not? They don't understand what's going on. I don't know. That's not they're not adults. And they're not like high school. You know, like that's a different world. They'll just throw their participation award in the audience for laughs. But like the but when it comes to the beginning, it's just a matter of but I don't know. And then you get the intimidation. I know, Ernie, you don't like to hear those words about the intimidation factor and all that, but well, even a sport like netball has its intimidation factor where Ernie they were like the West Coast Fever were talking up a big game to probably who knows. Like I didn't see it. Those you got to watch live. Now for folks out there, Ernie, uh, if they go sit down in the first two rows and they hear some language that's from they didn't expect that from you didn't expect to hear that. Well, that's why people pay money to go to these live events to hear the players like the what they call as the talk in game talk, and some players don't care, they don't bother with it, and some players, oh, they try to find any advantage, smallest advantage they can by just trying to rattle another player to, like, miss a shot verbally by saying, well, there is, 'cause of course, there is referees out there and they're listening to everything and they can't, well, it's just about uh, an adult intimidation factor, and what like there's of course you get into like the learning curves of what is acceptable and what is not acceptable for what they the trash talk. I said sure. And on this side of the globe, we always say trash talk. Okay, so yeah, I mean like when the Melbourne Vixens showed up at the arena, how long can they constantly be on this thing where they're they're feeling taking every negative vibe out and just thinking positive? We're going to win. We're going to win. Well, we're going to try to win this game. And they're not thinking about winning with a lot of points, and they're just thinking about winning, period. Now, did the West Coast Fever have a feeling like, oh, we're just going to win, and that's that. We're the West Coast Fever, and you're not. And well, Ernie, it proved that it's one game. Now, a lot of folks out there would say, well, if it was 4 out of 7 series, I would have put it on a West Coast Fever win out of 4 out of 7 series, Ernie. This would have been 1 game to 0, and then they would have had another game when, say, if it was played at the West Coast, when it's a 4 out of 7 series arena. I'm sorry, when it's a 4 out of 7 game series, Ernie. It's like your baseballs in this side of the globe, your Major League Baseballs, your National Hockey Leagues, and NBAs, National Basketball Associations. Now that's the 4 out of 7s, and well, it's a grind. And hockey being of the three right I mentioned earlier is hockey, ice hockey, which is NHL, Ernie. That one being the very toughest one to win a 4 out of 7 series. It's just so much dynamics in every hockey game. Now it's not to say there isn't dynamics in an NBA game or a Major League Baseball game, but there's different dynamics involved. And okay, so of course, baseball being new mental state of players, they like the batting, the confidence in batting and everything. So, well, Ernie, they're all on a different level. Like even when it comes to this netball Australia, Ernie, they're on a different level than say we are. Like if we go out to play netball, well, not including me, Ernie, because I'm kind of like I don't. Okay, I'll say like when I was very young, playing if I was to play netball, yeah, I'm a kind of I don't know, like how do you say it? Like you try to be your best. Would I have been a top notch netball player? I don't know. I don't think so. If I just don't know, Ernie. I don't know. I don't. But the point being is that, uh, well, Ernie, it's just, well, the point being is that, well, Ernie, we all like. would like to see everyone happy, but the West Coast Fever will come back from this and as a learning experience. And if they win the grand final next season, Ernie, it's not that it's oh it's full circle. They are the best after all and all that. It's just it was just one game. That's all. And that and next season, if it's a rematch of the West Coast Fever and Melbourne Vixens, well, they're not going to be able to. The West Coast Fever players aren't going to be able to trash talk to the Melbourne Vixens because they kind of be like pretending that they're shining their ring if they have a ring, if they got a team ring, like usually like in our side of the globe, Ernie, a player would just go like brush pretending that, hey, we won the championship last year and you're trash talking us, like come on. you know like like please. And so it's they're like Ernie, it's they're adults. And like we can't go around like lower leagues. Look, what we can do? Look up on the internet local high schools playing netball. Ernie, we have to show the top notch talent, Ernie. And we gotta. It's just even though like the board is crooked. One second, Ernie, let me fix it with putting the video on pause. All right, I'm positive. But when you're just a staff of one here, and you're doing everything, putting boards together, it's not easy. It is not easy. But either way, Ernie. Well, I'll tell you what, Ernie. I'll do a treat for you, Ernie. What I'll do is I'll look up while we're recording and see if okay. Let's go to netball. What we're gonna do is they go to let's go to the Silver Ferns. Let's see what their schedule is because they will. Okay, so the Silver Ferns. We want. Okay, we go with either men's or oh the problem with the problem with the Silver Ferns. Well, we got Commonwealth Games. Well, Ernie, there's the Commonwealth Games. So if there's netball in the Commonwealth Games. Oh, when's the Commonwealth game? Okay, Ernie, I'm gonna have to look up the Commonwealth game. This is like a total revelation. I thought that Ernie, for a second there, or more than a second, I was like, well, a few minutes. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta like, how do I tell Ernie? Oh yeah, we have to take off the picture, the netball, and all that. But Ernie, we might keep the picture up. We might keep the words netball women's, and we might add men's. And if men's is in there, we're gonna look up and then we're gonna put the Commonwealth Games on where to find it, like where to find the netball, and it's gonna like you're gonna see. Let's see, I gotta look up Commonwealth Games of this year. WEA. Oh, you know what the problem is? I put Commonwealth as one word. Commonwealth Games of 2025 or when are they? Oh, that's the 2026 Commonwealth Games. Oh, the 2026 well, it's gonna have netball, Ernie, and Glasgow. Okay, Glasgow 2026. Oh, okay. Well, eh, well, it wasn't well, okay. Next season, okay, next year at this time, Ernie, all these netball teams will be and we're going to be able to go, hey, we got the Commonwealth Games coming up, but that's not going to be till 2026 and after the netball season of England, possibly of England, Australia, and New Zealand, and they're going to accommodate the next season to make sure that they got enough time to bring their players to the Commonwealth Games because they want to showcase netball. So that's going to be three solid teams that are going to be involved in it. The like because when you look at the Commonwealth Games, there'll be India. Let's see, Canada. Yeah, I mean we'll be finally reporting on a Canadian. I'm going to say yeah, why not, folks out there? the Canadian netball team. If netball is in the Commonwealth Games, it looks like because it says they're preparing for the Commonwealth Games, which once again, folks, and Ernie, that yeah, what a showcase that would be. It's somewhere. It's your next step would be to show. Why not show if you're gonna do Olympic events? This is probably a really good Olympic event instead of basketball, which is like harder to manage the fouls. Well, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, I know it's no. I guess you could still have basketball. I guess, and maybe they're not going to get rid of basketball. That's for sure. Even though I said, what's the point of watching basketball in the Olympics? Aren't you better off watching netball and then watch basketball? Like watch both. If you like basketball, watch netball in the Olympics or the Commonwealth Games. But they're not in the Olympics. I'm pretty sure. But they are. They looks like they are in the Commonwealth Games, Glasgow. That's next season. So Ernie, we did pretty good there. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to put the video recording on pause and we'll get the next board up. All righty, Ernie. Next, we're going to go to snooker and in China. And what we're going to do, Ernie, is I'm going to just pause the video recording very quickly so we can put the scoreboard up for snooker. Well, Ernie, it was played at the Lumen Gymnasium in Shanghai, China, and the board is all over the place. Okay, so and it was from July the 23rd to August the 3rd, 2025, and the event for the snooker was won by Kyron Wilson, and then Kyron Wilson was from England, and yeah, so I mean, it was a well, not like a world championship kind of, but it was a big event for being that was in China because they would just probably have another. They'll probably have another one where it's like another world championship. But well, I mean, we missed it again. We missed opportunity to watch snooker, and well, maybe our next event was a possibility. Ernie, we got the next event will be in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and that'll be on August the 8th to the 16th, 2025. And it's being held it's called the Green Halls. Well, that's probably the English interpretation of the name of the event center, Green Halls. So yeah, I mean we're looking pretty good there for having snooker non-England based event. And once again, Ernie, it's tough when it's not. It's a tough one to when it's the snooker when it's not based in England. It might not be a world championship, and I'm gonna like the PDs, like the professional. That's the PD's professional darts for the snooker. The the I forgot the acronym for the professional snooker league that we follow. And anyways, like we're going to because we go to that snooker.org website to check see and yeah, I mean we're going to see more like events like this where we not going to see championships for a while, but we'll try to bring it out because if they're played and not in England, we're definitely going to mention them because I mean, even if they're not like saying world championship, if they're not played in England and it's going to be the top players going there, we'll mention it, Ernie. Like we'll give it a mention on your show, Sports News Review, or World Sports News with Ernie on the Sports News Review YouTube channel. And with that, Ernie, we're going to put the video one more time on pause so we can get the darts information up. Well, Ernie, here's the information up for darts. And the event was held at the Wynn Entertainment Center. It was Wallenberg, Australia. That's Wallenberg, south of Sydney, because Sydney on the map would be uh, like easy to find, and Wallenberg is nearby, Ernie. So then that was an invitational. So that way, I'm gonna say Ernie invitational. My guess, I could look it up, but I don't want to right now because it takes so much time to pause the video and then look up the information. But my guess, Ernie, is if you asked me if difference invitation open is like everyone just come on in, put it in your fee and join in. And the invitational is so they can get a lot of Australian dart players in. That that way, you you know, like you don't that way you don't get all these people coming from everywhere to try to get this feeling like I'm going to put Australia darts champion on my, because they feel maybe they could be on their A game if it's an open. See, if now, well, we're gonna try to once again, Ernie, be, because it was Australia, we put it up there. Is this like a top like tier event like the world championship? No, but when it comes to darts, it's like snooker that you gotta put in this perspective, Ernie, that the main like the numero uno, the Super Bowl of darts and the Super Bowl of snooker will be held in England, obviously. Then the Super Bowl being like the one meaning like or the World Cup final, grand like the last game, the final, the final game. It's a 1 day event, and they say like you look at this, it's the best of what they call 15 legs. Legs meaning like a rounds, we would say rounds here, where Ernie, there's 50, okay, there's the possibility of 15 legs or rounds in our case for this side of the globe, Ernie. And what happens is, Ernie, is that okay, if it's tied 7 legs to 7 legs, then that's 14 games, and the 15th game will determine the winner of the darting event. And if a player gets what is oh 8, yeah, so 7 7 is 14, yeah. So if a player attains 8 before the other player gets a 7, I mean that's over. Like it's 8 6 8 5. If it's 7 to 6, and if the player that has 6 legs, Ernie, has to win to keep it to the 15th leg to get to that 1 leg final, or else it's the other person winning the darts match. Now, once again, Ernie, we want the best in darts, and well, we try to do the once again we try to just highlight the where the top notch players are going, and that's pretty well here. That there's going to be some. There's going to be now for those that really know darts, they will know the players that are invited and and taking their chance, and you got a lot of Australian dart players taking their chance. I mean, there could be some top notch, there could be some top tier, I should say, top tier Australian dart players, but well, the majority is probably going to come from England, and it's just because of just you find more people interested. You got a bigger pool of play, of course, population wise too. You got a bigger pool to get your your dart players from, because once again they're in a league of their own. Okay, so with that, Ernie, um, we're going to put the video once again on pause, the video recording on pause, and we're going this time it should be, I think, are we down to the last one, three? Are we on two? We're on the third. Oh, oh yeah, we got 2 more boards to go. Okay, we got 2 more to go, Ernie. So I just went to look to make sure I don't say that when I make that mistake, I go last board like I did last video. I said last board and it wasn't the last board. But we don't have the editing power. I don't have the energy to do the editing on all that. So, but we do have two more sporting events left. We got 2 boards, and we're gonna put the video on pause, Ernie, and we'll put the second to last board up. Alrighty, Ernie. Let's go to a nice, easy flowing sport. that we like to watch, and that's sailing. Well, I like to watch sailing too. Not only is Ernie interested in sailing, I also like sailing. Especially, well, Ernie, I love you as you know, Ernie. I like to watch it at nighttime when, yeah, I mean, nighttime when it's all the light, everything lights out, just a big TV on with TSN and sailing, and well, we'll get back to all that because at the end, Ernie, I'll discuss that issue that you brought up, and I will bring it up. I'll bring the issue up now, Ernie. Okay, so right now I stuck with the Sail GP, and you know that. And right now it was the Sail GP in Germany, and it's coming August the 18th to the sorry, August the 16th to the 17th. The 18th would have been over. So August 18th to 17th. You see that on the board, and then we go. And I don't want to forget that, Ernie. You know that. I don't want to forget. I don't because even though it's a while away, and then I really don't want to forget the next events, which is in Saint Tropez. I'm not sure if it's hurricane. I said last time that could be hurricane season. I don't think it's on this side of the globe. I think Saint Tropez. I would have thought Saint. I'm not sure. I thought Saint Tropez would be on this side of the globe, and let's see. I gotta look for where the map is. Okay. Oh, you know what? That's not even in the Caribbean. It's in France. In France. I thought it was an island. I thought it was an island. Okay, I didn't even realize Saint Tropez is in France. Okay, it's the nearest city, big city is Canes, and of course Nice. So yeah, I mean south of Nice. Yeah, I mean this one's in front. I could have put next event Saint Tropez, France. I forgot to put. We don't really have France on our boards much, and I missed an opportunity. Uh, wow. I guess I could put next event France Saint Tropez and the date. I could put the date over here and put Saint Tropez, maybe. But France is going to get its own line, and medication time. I'm not gonna take it now. I took medication this morning, and I kind of like took it a little late. I thought it. I thought I snoozed it, but only okay. I gotta snooze it again. I should be. I should be. Okay, I snoozed it for another 60 minutes because I'm good. I'll be okay if I could snooze it like that. That's not. I'm not. I'm not over. I haven't gone too far over yet. It's only been an hour since I'm supposed to be taking it, and I took it late this morning. So this kind of balances out. You gotta. I don't want to not take my medication. I just don't feel like doing that anymore. Where I skip. I don't like that. Okay, so Ernie, I didn't even realize it was France. I mean, like I'm learning new things. Like Saint Tropez, it could be an island, but it would be south of France. It's not Caribbean or out on the other side of the globe. But for whatever reason, I don't know why I thought it was in the Caribbean, and I was going, oh, I didn't even I didn't even realize Saint Tropez was in south of France. And once again, Ernie, it's because we're doing sailing in the Sail GP series. I learned what Saint Tropez is, and so can others if they really never followed where Saint Tropez is. It never really. I don't know. I can't afford to look at brochures. Well, back in the day, it was brochures, but I couldn't afford to go on look online on Saint Tropez and the hotels. Well, you got to get to France first, and then from France, you got to go. It'd be the best thing to do is to go to Paris first. If the idea is to go to Saint Tropez, a flight to Paris would be the best, I guess, and then a miniature, like a mini flight from Paris to Nice or something like that, or take the countryside train if there's something like that to get. But that's like big money. That's a lot of money. People are going to these events, or they got lots of money to go to these events, and so. But it's not about that. I'm just about watching the how do you say, like the relaxation of the sailing, them sailing in the wind and all that. Well, it's not exactly. I understand, Ernie. It's not like the picture we have of the SNR, the makeshift boat, the AI, the our AI boat, the SNR, the Sports News Review. When I mean, Ernie, it's those are very like specialized race boats, as they say, from today's world as this perspective. And of course, we've been through it all, Ernie. Where they're all the same kind of boats. They're all the same boats. It's a matter of the name team, just to have the interest sake. But we did okay. So, but here's the thing that we're gonna bring up now is Ernie said to me something production, and he said, "What about Ollie the cat?" And I'm like, "Oh, Ernie, you know what? We have been neglecting all those other kinds of sailing, like." Yeah, we really need to, like that really made me think of getting a whiteboard that's got sailing, and not just Sail GP. Look to see if there's others around the world, and we could have had a fun story if I don't know what the situation on Ollie the sailing cat is. I'll look it up, see if it like we at least started with. I don't even remember if were you on Sports News? Was it World Sports News with her? Yeah, it must have been, because when I first started World Sports News, that was the whole trying to get, like we said, they had the mantra, and then we did the sailing, and then and we didn't know about Sail GP, but I thought you know what, Sail GP was the easy way out of being able to show that, oh look, they're sailing, and in Canada, oh, it's on TSN. So like, that was like the whole thing. It sold itself, it did itself. It was so much, but of course it's still selling, so it's needs a lot of more people spreading the word out there about sailing, sail G and Sail GP. Now there's like the other sailing too that really doesn't get mentioned, Ernie. And Ernie wants to know. Okay, so I'm gonna see what's going down with Ollie the sailing cat. I think it was Ollie, if I remember. You said Ollie, Ernie, and pretty sure maybe it is Ollie. Let's see. Okay, let's see. There's a lot of Ollies out there. Let's see. Is it Ollie? Ollie the sailing cat is a misunderstanding. Oh, wait a minute. Ollie the sailing cat. That's something else. Okay, that's not the one I'm looking at. There is an Ollie the sailing cat that's not that one. It was not that 29-year-old whose dream of sailing around the world. Okay, so that's not the one I'm looking at. The Ollie the sailing cat, sail racing, sail racing. I'll try it again. Ollie the cat. Okay, yeah, there it is, Ernie. Ollie, it's OLI, okay, not OLLI. Ollie, the sailing cat, is famous for being the first cat to compete in the Sydney to Hobart yacht race. That was it. So I guess we'd have to remind ourselves to go look at the yacht races, and that's just what this picture is, Ernie. it doesn't mean wealthy. That like it's just uh it's more of a term kind of sometimes, because I I could imagine there could be a really bad version of that nice boat, that sailboat we're seeing there, SNR, that would be in my budget. But it's more to it than just bringing that sailboat to your local lake, or in our case, living in Ontario, there's two Great Lakes to choose from. But it's more, it's a lot. There's a lot to bringing the boat there, the maintenance, and all that. And yeah, I mean, for for something like SNR, we're just all we're doing is just renting a boat, and we just put the SNR on the one sail like that, just to make it look like we're just like that would be our advertising. That would just be for advertising purposes. If that would help, like be able to cut some of the cost down for having a sailboat, is just to sponsor to advertise the sports news review channel, which would be hilarious if we could really pull it off. If we could afford, gotta have the money up front. Ernie, you can't just everything's got you can't. But anyways, so yeah, I mean that one was a really good point, Ernie. That look, well, yeah, I mean more in the wintertime. Once again, Ernie, I'm going to put on the board on the sailing for the what to look for, like the whiteboard that I'm going to use to look at events in the future. I'm going to put under sailing. I'm going to put the sail GP naturally. Not going to put words naturally, Ernie, but sail GP, and then a comma yacht racing. So then I'll be able to have and look for more of these letter boards, because one sailing can have the sail GP series, and another sale, I'm gonna need a lot of boards, or a lot more boards will give me, like the snooker having its one board. I'll have a lot more letters. The more boards you get, the more letters you get. And I gotta be able to match I'm gonna probably have to match the, the, the lettering. If the boards, like, if the board, oh, I would like to find these at the dollar store again. I don't know if they'll let will they let me buy four, or right off the hop buy four of these, Ernie? Imagine I could have eight events on these boards, Ernie. Eight events, and it's easier to just go back to each event. It's because the board's there ready to go. A lot more letters. I would love to get a lot more letters to make sure I have enough. And yeah, I mean, like when oh yeah, your show uses up all four boards, and the other shows, because NFL, like, and all that, I'm not worried about it. We've got the marquee board is all I need for the Munchie Brothers, Ernie, to do their live stream watch party. All I need is your that board you're seeing on your left hand side is the marquee board, and for Coach Coyote, all I need is that, and and another show. I just need the marquee board, and I got those now. I got those whiteboards I could use, because I can't take anything down from your four board. Like your show needs these boards to hold these, put these pictures up and put the letters up and everything, and an excuse to have whiteboards too. And I got everything is all gotta be worked out. We gotta it's all work in progress. There's just I don't know, maybe Ernie, I could look up something like Timu and see if there's a video board that's so light, and be able to hang it up, and all it does is like how do you say, I could do like pictures of the letter boards, and that way, let's see, what's that gonna do? That's not gonna make things. No, well, I don't know, figure, like, anyways, like it would be like this, like what, some kind of advertising, like a board, so that's something like something that a team project would do, is that someone has this idea of like money, and they find the funding for it, where they, oh, I got an idea, how about a video letterboard, and very inexpensive, because they're not really looking for super profits right now, they're just seeing if people are interested, because they're gonna get, and a person like me would be like first customer because wow, imagine being able to put a really super light video board up behind you like that, like letterboard, I should say, a video letterboard, and being able to change the picture to uh like there's no there's no pausing if you got if you don't really have to pause if you if you could got the script and you can you know put the arrow forward, the next item, next item, next item. Yeah, that would be yeah, but that would really save a lot of time. Oh, they would, yeah. I mean, it would be no problem to do a Monday show every Monday, and then when Monday Night Football comes, to do the Wednesday show, Ernie, because you got all these shows to do when the NFL starts, and so yeah. I mean, okay, so with that, Ernie, we'll go to our last board of the evening, and what I'm going to do, Ernie, once again, is put the recording on pause so I can change the boards out. Alrighty, Ernie, we go to surfing for our last sports news item, which is the World Surf League. And Ernie, I'm just looking at it, and it's that we've got the U.S. Open, and we're gonna. Okay, so what we're gonna do, Ernie, is we can't do this on it where it's where you can get the highlights. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go on it now because we're gonna see. I didn't have enough time to to add a whiteboard for the next event. It's just it was getting the press time, as they say. I mean, we really had to get going there. So what we're gonna do is go to WSL, okay, and then now I'm gonna go look into the WSL, Ernie, and it was okay. Cause see the U.S. Oh, I do have the names of the participants. Okay, I'd have to look it up. There was two co-winners. I'm not sure if they tied the score, or whatever. What I'm gonna do, Ernie, is there was two co-winners, and it was Sire Lindbald and Levi Slavson. So Sire Lindbald is spelled Sawyer Lindblad, and Levi Slavson is spelled Livi, and the surname Slavson. Okay, so those were two co-winners of this event. Not sure I'm not sure if why it was co-winners. And okay, so no, I don't want to go on any videos by accident. I'm gonna make sure everything. I'm gonna make sure the system has got no volume. I don't want to do anything by accident because there's. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go to the event schedule again. Okay, so this one. Okay, we had the U.S. Open. Okay, the next one. I'm gonna. Okay, well, the next one will be the Longboard Pro. Okay, it's gonna be Fistro Beach, Cornwall, England. Okay, it's part of the longboard tour. Okay, England. We're gonna be able to put England on the next edition of World Sports News with Ernie on the Sports News Review YouTube channel. We're gonna be able to put England for surfing, Ernie. Okay, we are gonna be able to put England. I know it's not Tahiti. Tahiti is going to be a treat, as they say. The Tahiti treat back in the day, there was a drink called Tahiti treat that's full of sugar. I wonder if there could be a sugar-free version of it. I don't know, but either way, Ernie, the like yeah, Tahiti is the mesmerizing pipeline, as they say, the curls, and like watching it. Like, so this is going to be a little bit different. This is like I said, Ernie, we are just like I didn't want, like I said, I didn't want to get a board out. Next time I realized I need at least more whiteboards out there, and I would have been able to put this on the whiteboard. The next event is in England, but right now you could, well, if you want to see it on television, there's a good chance that you could just go to the WSL, which is the YouTube channel, which is the World Surf League. You go on the World Surf League YouTube channel. You'll get the highlights. And if they have live action, they're streaming one of their events, which is going to, I'm saying, oh, do they ever want us to tell everyone, like, as far as like a World Surf League, they love if someone says, "Hey, go to the World Surf League YouTube channel," and oh, don't forget. And then I'm even saying, "Hey, don't forget to subscribe to their WSL channel if you want to be informed of the championships and that." We're gonna miss those viewers, Ernie. Somebody could come on our one video. Oh, they're like, you know what? I got it all. Let's thank you very much, Sports News Review. Help me rekindle my interest in surfing again. But they don't say that out loud. It just happens like psychologically or organically. It just happens that way where we might get that viewer one time and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know I was interested in that," and then yeah, it's pretty well they could do it on their own. I understand completely. I understand. But 5 years ago, we would have, oh my gosh, how many? I just came World Sports News. I'm saying, not so much World Sports News, the Sports News Review channel itself. Well, it came right at the end of the apex where people were trying to figure it all out and willing to go on anyone's channel to see what's something different out there, and get a hokey feeling when they like. I like going like with Ernie. One of my favorite things is to go on to the YouTube and look up for like whatever topic, and yeah, usually the hokey person that whatever reason you feel that they could be like the type that were like what's the word is sketchy. You're scared, so then it's like, well, they're on a television screen, they're far, so maybe they were back a few years ago, but on being on YouTube, they cleaned up their image and all that, blah 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 blah, but anyways, or generally they just fun people to be around. But in a case like ours, once again, it's just who gets to know yours truly, or it's like not much, just a voice. That's it. And once again, I don't have the room for a real desk like Ernie's and a chair. That's, well, I'm sitting on a chair now, but like I don't have the room for a desk and and just don't. It's just not there. It's just not consistently there. Where I guess I'll I don't know. If I had a big enough studio, I'm not going to say goodbye to everyone. These guys will just be on the side. If I be like, you'll be beside me, Ernie, because I'm going to get you a much better looking, like yours is going to look like a mini studio. And so would, the Munchie Brothers, everyone else. It's going to look really nice. You're going to be beside, I'm going to be like, these guys will be beside me. Whereas, like, that's the whole point. World Sports News with Ernie, where of course I'm going to need two cameras set, two, three, actually three cameras, because one is a full shot when full shot of both me and the whoever's in on the show, and then focus on that person. Like when I say, Ernie, and I focus on you talking to you, and then when I'm back to talking about the story, the camera's on me. It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to have like hidden buttons where I edit edit it as I'm taping it, where on which camera is going to be presented on. These are very expensive things, and I'm willing to spend the money for it. But as far as I don't have the funds, but like there's always some kind of TV, something out there that I might be able to find out there. Video editor had those three cameras, and be able to hook up three cameras and switch out. It would just look so much better. Scripts. I mean, I have to do scripts. That because the more you stay in the script, the more shorter the video, and it's every day. And now I went very long on this video, possibly. Let's see, 54 minutes. Wow. Okay. You know what? No wonder I'm sweating hard and I'm dying. My foot's starting to ache right now. And I mean, yeah, my legs are going numb from this. I can't. I've been like trying to get up, move around once in a while, and trying to shake it off. But no, I'm hurting bad. Okay, so well, Ernie, I'm going to just say like we had a good time, but well, we are well we have concluded the last story. So what I'm going to do, Ernie, is put the video on pause so we can end it and put the end credits up or like the begin. It's the beginning and end. Alrighty, this is our ending board, the same as the beginning board, as you say. We're going to end the program, Ernie, and we'd like to. Well, we'll just do your complimentary thank you for if you're tuned in to World Sports News with Ernie, and well, for it's going to be goodbyes for all three of us. That's yours truly, Felix, sitting on top of the desk, and Ernie, who's sitting behind the desk. All three of us are saying thank you for watching World Sports News with Ernie on the Sports News Review YouTube channel. But for now, we are over and out.